Real estate business got you down? Motivated sellers seemingly disappeared? Been a while since you closed your last deal. Maybe still looking for the first one. Interest rates causing your buyers to hesitate? Fear of a recession got you second guessing if you're even in the right business. You know, these questions, they are circulating. People don't know what's next for real estate, not to mention the economy as a whole. The amount of social media noise and fake news circulating, that doesn't help either. I mean, we're living in a time of great uncertainty, and that's all we really want, right? We want to know what's going to happen next so we can plan and act accordingly. Well, I've got some great news. 7 specific things about real estate investing you can be certain about. Plus a simple 3-step action plan on how to crush this next cycle. And I'll let you in on a very specific date that will change everything. You ready? Let's go. Hi, my name is Matt Theriault. I'm CEO of Epic Real Estate, and this is where we show people how to invest in real estate so they can escape the daily grind and retire early. And I've got some good news about real estate that you're going to want to hear. 7 things specifically that you can be certain about. But let me tell you a quick story. About 3 years ago, my assistant and I, we were taking a look at my YouTube analytics and noticed that the #1 way people found me on Google was when they typed in the words real estate motivation. And we both thought that was weird, considering I'm not a motivational speaker, nor have I ever made a video on such a topic. But the Google and YouTube algorithms, they apparently thought differently. So as an experiment, we created this quick 6-minute video, real estate motivational speech, just to see what would happen if we were intentional about motivating. And sure enough, more than 20,000 people found that video actively searching for something like it. It was just a quick, fun, and easy thing to do because you don't have to try too hard to unpack everything that's good about real estate. How it's created more wealth for more people than anything else, and really how it's set up to be the best investment and or business that you could get involved in over the next 10 years, at least. There aren't many things that you can say that about with such certainty, and that should be motivating enough to stay your course. But wait, there's much more. 3 years ago, we were all dealing with a different challenge where motivation was necessary just to make it through. And today, we're dealing with new stuff, where a good motivational speech could serve very useful too. Because there's a lot of stuff out there right now that's got us all down, like the war in Ukraine, record inflation, rising interest rates, gas prices, the stock market, and we're hearing about this threat of a potential food shortage. And something that I've never seen in my lifetime, not to the degree that we're seeing it right now. We've got 2 political parties more concerned with dominating each other than they are with the welfare of the American people. It's enough to make you want to just go crawl into a corner and wait until it all passes. But whatever you do, don't do that. Say it to yourself, don't do that, because uncertainty can cause you to do just that. You're a human being, I get it. Everyone's feeling an extraordinary amount of uncertainty, not to mention fatigue, as we seemingly are getting hit with one thing after another with little time to catch our breath in between. It's a tough place right now for a lot of people. People are exhausted by the events of the last 24 months or so and just aren't sure what's going to happen next. But there are some certainties. Like #1, Americans' second biggest mistake is that they take advice from people that lack the knowledge to give said advice. So #2, this is Americans' first biggest mistake, is that they've pursued only a single source of income, of which translates to a single point of failure. That's a huge vulnerability during times of such uncertainty. #3, inflation was last reported at 8.5%, but we know it's more than that. But let's say it is 8.5%. If your investments, assets, your cash aren't earning at least 8.5% return, you're getting poorer every day. You literally can't afford to sit still and wait for this to blow over. And many people understand this because #4, I can tell you that when the economy pulls back, people go back to school to learn new skills or improve on the ones that they already have. This always happens. It's smart to sharpen the sword for potentially tough times ahead. And it's happening again right now, as you can see this report from just last week. Trade schools see student boom for offering careers within grasp. Low attendance cost, strong skilled worker demand credited for up to 40% new student growth at trade schools. And #5, real estate is a basic human need, right along with food, oxygen, and water. The demand for real estate will never go away. So that brings me to number 6. We currently have more people, the demand, already walking the earth than we have housing, making building, flipping, rehabbing, and landlording the ultimate job security for the foreseeable future. Then number 7, and I can tell you this with a great deal of certainty, that in 24 months' time, it will be June 2024. And that reality for most people feels like it's so far out. It's seemingly not even worth thinking about right now because of what we're dealing with in the present. Now, something else I can tell you with some certainty is that at some point, and I don't know when this is, I don't know if it's gonna be 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, maybe longer, but at some point, we will pass a line. It's a line that I call the survival line. And interestingly enough, for those that get past the survival line, the other side of this line often presents an opportunity to thrive. There's a cleaning out that occurs, and a part of that cleaning out is because some real estate investors will be on a red line downwards. They will freeze in terms of zero response. This is the panic line. There are certainly some investors that will be decimated by what's going on. And if that is you, all I can really say is I'm thinking about you, and please reach out because it doesn't have to be that way. But there is going to be some fallout from this, and some real estate investors are going to end up on this red line. They might not make it to the survival line, and I don't want that to be you. Other real estate investors will find themselves on this orange line going through the middle here. A lot of up and down between now and the other side, and they will cross the survival line, and they will make it to the 24-month mark, but they'll be 2 years down the road, and likely in exactly the same situation that they're in right now, or maybe even a little bit worse. And so you lose these 2 years. This is what I call the fiddle line. This is the line where people go into defensive mode, and they hunker down, just as our leaders are asking us to do again. Again, can you believe it? I mean, I think prepare for a food shortage. That's the thing of the day. And these real estate investors might poke their head up every now and then to test some things, but then they hunker right back down if they don't see an immediate result. For the most part, they're back out there stocking up for imminent doom again. I mean, I just witnessed it yesterday at Target. It's happening, but this time it's not toilet paper, seems to be baby formula for now. And then they'll hunker down and continue praying and hoping for the best, just trying to ride this thing out, staying low. And then there are real estate investors that can recognize that there is a green line running through this too. This is the line for those real estate investors that are positioning for prosperity. Most of these real estate investors, however, will cross this line when motivation and ambition overtakes fear. And the people on this green line recognize that. And as we cross the survival line, a few things will happen. There's going to be a rush to the market because people have pulled back on their marketing a bit, adopting a wait and see approach right now. But they're recognizing that they've seen this movie before and they know how it ends. And right now, they're reloading and they're getting ready to launch in a really big way. There's going to be a rush for deals because the eviction and the foreclosure moratoriums, those have all expired, and people are thinking about this already. There will be a rush for buyers in private money. There'll be a rush to expand to other markets. There'll be massive opportunity in all of these areas, and your results will all depend on how you are set up during this foundation period here. You can't just make it up as you cross the survival line. The thing is, as we look at this right now, as we look at these 3 lines right now, they look relatively the same, don't they? They look essentially identical. And the only difference is what is going on in the minds of these real estate investors right here. Are you frozen with fear and panic? Are you hunkering down, fiddling around and trying to ride this thing out? Or are you going to fight and push through and position yourself for the emerging market opportunities? And even as we cross this 6 to 12 month mark, these lines still might look relatively the same to most people. But the people on the green line will have been positioned dramatically differently when we cross. And that difference starts back here. The choices are made back here today. So mark this date. It's on. The strategic time frame right now is 3 months. Right now, over a 12-week period, what do you do? And whatever you're doing, is it setting you up for the red line, the orange line, or to build a foundation on the green line? So here's the action plan. If you start right now, there'll be plenty for everybody. All right, so number 1, get clear on where you want to end up. You see, whether you like it or not, the gap between the haves and the have-nots, It's gonna widen some more when this thing is all said and done. We have no control over that, but we do have control over where you choose to end up. What side of this growing chasm do you want to land on? Number 2, get educated on how to take advantage of the opportunities in a shifting market. As the same strategies that have worked the last several years as the market has been appreciating, as it still is even right now at this very moment, those won't be the same strategies though that you want to deploy as the market shifts into the other direction. Control will be the name of the game, and creative financing and acquisition will be the tactics. So arm yourself with creative financing terms and deal structures. You want to understand this and you want to get good at it. I put together a long list of 21 creative financing terms and 10 deal structure templates for my students. They're cheat sheets, if you will. And if you'd like a copy, you can download them for free at epicbreakthrough.com. And I'll put a link down below in the description for you to make it really simple after this video is over. Number 3, start marketing now. A huge portion of real estate investors, those that are freezing, headed down that red line, and those fiddling on that orange line, they've pulled back on their marketing, if not stopped altogether. The space right now has cleared out significantly. It always does in times of uncertainty. So start marketing now and be ahead of the game when we cross that survival line and everybody rushes back to start marketing. So what did you find most impactful? Let me know below. And who else do you know that needs to see this? When their name comes to mind, please share it with them. Oh, and if you haven't already subscribed, I pulled this video out here for you to watch next. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.